Okay, before we start, you want to have a company that is stress-free, right? Probably you've also heard that you need systems, automations, blah, 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 blah. Look, if I were starting at square one, I would just freak out with this advice. Where do I even start? That's why I'm creating this video, to help you identify the only systems that you need to create depending on your business income level. Because you don't need to build everything in the beginning, please don't. In fact, you are gonna laugh at what I recommend building before 5K per month. Why have I decided to use income as a way to tell which systems we need and which we don't? Well, because the income can tell us a little bit more about the complexity of the business, and therefore the systems that are needed. Bear in mind that the income brackets that I'm about to share are mainly for service-based businesses. Cool? Okay, so first income bracket, from 0 to 5K per month. At this time, you are just solo. You're just working by yourself. Maybe you even have a co-founder, but typically you're just yourself. Your deal flow is a little bit inconsistent. So some months you're high, some months you're low, but on average, you are still in the 0 to 5K. And you know what? You don't even know which system you need because you haven't done the thing enough. You've had, what, 5 clients? Cannot systemize that. So what do you need? You need Google Calendar and your Notes app. That's it. I mean, maybe you can go fancy and use Todoist or something like that. But that is it. You don't really need systems. You just need clients. You just need to go on social media, post, run ads, like whatever. But you just need to find clients. Don't think about systems at this point. Cool. Now you are past the 5K mark until 10K. What happens? Probably you are still working by yourself, but your deal flow is a little bit more consistent. You always have clients to fulfill. You always have to keep marketing your services. So you are starting to do a little bit too much. So now we do start needing a little bit of systems. So here are the systems that I recommend. First, a CRM, basically a way to manage your leads and your clients. So by this time, you already have a little bit more experience and you know more or less the process that you follow with your clients. You can also create a view such as this one, so you can manage the projects that you are doing for your clients. Because at this point, it is already a little bit difficult to keep everything in your head. Also, if we want to go a little bit the extra mile, we will also have task management attached to it. So we can see all the tasks that we need to do for every particular client. And if we want to go the extra half mile, we can also use these tasks for having internal projects, because maybe at this time, not everything that we are doing is fulfilling clients. Maybe we have internal projects, maybe we are building a product, maybe, I don't know, something else. So we may need a place for having these kind of internal projects. That again, they can be linked to the tasks. So we can see them over here. This to me will be the base system. So far, I'm not talking about documentation so much. This will come later, but still, it is only you. So you barely need it. And at this point, I would also start dabbling with some automation. So for example, I will create like the simplest automation ever, which is when somebody books a call with me, we create the project or the leads in our leads database, so we don't have to do this manually. But again, very simple automations. I wouldn't get crazy yet. Okay, cool. So this gets us to 10K a month. What happens next? Well, this next bracket, it is approximately from 10 to 20K per month. At this point, you are already hiring people. With hiring, this can be a VA, for example, that is paid hourly. You already cannot do everything by yourself. But, and this is my recommendation from what I've seen, before hire anyone, build the system that this person is going to use. Because if you bring this person into your chaotic system with no documentation, nothing, that person will get lost. And that person will not want to continue working for you because you're just a chaos. Nobody wants to work there. So if you want to retain the talent that starts working with you in the beginning, please build the base system that I'm going to explain you now so you can keep them with you. So now this is the point in which we start talking about documentation. What is documentation? These are basically documents that explains someone how to do X, Y, and Z. And this is key. This is needed. This is a must if we want to hire people. Because this can be the difference between creating a task that says create invoice and assign it to your VA, and then your VA is like, okay, how do I do this? Like, and you have to teach that person how to create an invoice. What if you can just create a document that explains how to do it, and you just assign the task with create invoice that is linked to how to create an invoice. So your VA is not going to ask you about that. And we can scale that to everything. We can document how we fulfill the service to our clients. And therefore, you will just have to hire another specialist like you to fulfill your clients with you following your guidelines. I'm starting to talk about documentation right now because at this point you have already fulfilled a great amount of clients, so you're able to get what I'm going to show you right now. This over here. This is your process, everything, every step that your clients go through, standardized. This means that you always do it the same way. Therefore, from here, you can create the documents for your company. If you want to find out which documents you need to create, how to create them, and how to organize them, I'm going to leave in the description of this video a playlist, probably also around here, that contains 3 videos explaining you how to do each of these things. Okay, what else do we need at this point? We need to professionalize a little bit our lead and customer management. Since our process is likely standard, we'll be able to create all the tasks along the way that the client is going to need. And so they are assigned to whoever is responsible. Everything automatically. So for example, if I go from this status to this one, to starting the fulfillment of the development, all the tasks needed at this point should be created automatically and assigned to me if I'm the head developer of the project. Like this, we ensure that we always do everything that we need to do for every particular client. And finally, we can get into a little bit more complicated automations, because still we want to first try to use automations before hiring anyone for things that could be automated. And then where automations fall short, then we can hire. So we can start building automations for example, sending invoices to the clients whenever we change the status over here, or sending contracts that they can sign, also triggering from Notion, or onboarding the client as soon as they've paid. So for example, this is my onboarding automations. Whenever I receive a payment, all this happens automatically. We can start creating templates that we can use during the fulfillment. So basically everything that helps us save time and that allows our hires to excel. Cool. So what happens past the 20K mark? So from 20 to 50K per month, we will already have a little team. Maybe they are already not contractors, or maybe they are contractors / full-time contractors, if that's legal in your country, and we will need new systems. Well, we will need a way to keep our team accountable. And the way that I typically do this is by assigning certain KPIs or key performance indicators to each of the employees that then we can see in this crew accountability dashboard. So for example, the developer needs to develop 5 pages per week, and on average he's doing 3, so he's under. So I know that I may have to talk to him. So this will be one of the first systems that I will build in this income bracket. Now, next one. Since our team has grown a little bit, maybe we are 3, 4, 5, we will need a hiring dashboard and a process to hire people. Of course, in the beginning, we have no idea, but sooner rather than later, we need to have a process for hiring people. Because yes, we are going to go through the process, we're going to hire someone, but this someone in a couple of years, maybe he's going to leave, and we're going to go through the whole process again. We can also reach past applicants to see if now they want to work with us. So it is basic to have a hiring dashboard. And you can have here all kinds of information for every particular applicant, like their rates, when they're available, like everything. So we will need a way to manage all of this. And again, we can also trigger automations from here. So if we want to send a person to doing the test project, we can just drop the person here and an email will be sent to this person to start the testing project with, hey, congratulations, you've been selected. Here is your test. Yeah, whatever you want to write in that email. At this point, we will also have to grow from the core documents that we had before and create more documentations for other parts of the business. So for example, the culture and values, vision and mission, how to calculate salaries, and so on. But again, only build the documents that you want other people to follow. This will be my golden rule for knowing which documents I want to create. And then at this point is when we can start building more complex automation and more niche automation. So for example, I had a client where all the KPI tracking was automated. So the automation was going to different tools, extracting all the data that then we needed to put inside of the KPI tracking that I just showed you before. So at this point, this is already needed. In the beginning, this can be done manually. Nobody's going to die because of that. Cool. So I hope this differentiation by incomes makes you a little bit more relaxed, because let's say you are at 8K per month. Okay, you don't have to be thinking about like having the most perfect documentation, having an HR dashboard for the future one hire that you're gonna make. Just relax. You just need a little bit. Okay, because Rome was not built in a day. It took me like more than 1 year to build my entire system, because some of the things I didn't need yet, and that's fine. Take your time. Cool. By the way, I'm gonna leave in the description of this video a little guide with the step-by-step process that I follow with every one of my agency clients to build their systems and automations. So if you want to follow the same process that I always follow, check it in the description of the video. And at the end of that document, you will find the way how my team and I can do everything for you if you need it. Cool. So that is it for this video. And as always, hasta la próxima.